Welcome to BurghTakes, hosted by Kaleb, Myles, and Logan. For all black and gold sports, it all starts here, nestled on the mighty Pittsburgh rivers.
Root for our home team, a new pirate generation, everybody shout, let's go Bucs!
Welcome back to BurghTakes for episode 19. I'm your host, Kaleb, joined by my two co-hosts, Logan and Myles. How we doing this weekend?
Good.
Doing great, Logan?
I'm fantastic today.
Let's dive into some Pirates baseball. This was the trade deadline this year in the MLB. Some additions I didn't expect, or some of you guys probably didn't expect the Pirates to do anything.
I didn't.
But yeah, Pirates' first big move. Luke Weaver from the Mets. He has a 1.84 ERA in 44 innings and 45 strikeouts. High leverage bullpen arm, immediate setup and closer option. Kirby Yates from the Angels. He has about a 3 ERA, veteran all-star reliever. Luke Batcher, he's mid. He has a 4 ERA. Reliable, middle reliever. And gives the bullpen a little bit more depth. And then Andrew Moore, nice burp, bud. Andrew Moore from the Padres. He's playing. He didn't even make the MLB yet. Maybe he did, but he's playing in AAA right now with the 3.61 ERA with 94 strikeouts. He was acquired for Hunter Stratton. We only used Hunter Stratton like twice, but Moore was assigned to AAA. Your guys' thoughts on mainly the three guys, Lake Batcher, Kirby Yates, and Luke Weaver, this deadline? We didn't give up anything, honestly.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even mention the guys we gave up. We didn't really need to mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, same thing with me.
You would say. Like, it's the best.
Yeah.
It was the best reliever outside of Mason Miller that you could have got. So, and you got him for next year, which, sure, you could say it's too little, too late, but still, I don't think it's even too late. You got him next year.
And also an update with our starting pitcher rotation. Mitch Keller's out for the season. Oh, did you want to say something?
Yeah,
I thought you said you had nothing to say.
No, I didn't say
bad.
that. I said I agree with Myles, but I remember when me and Kaleb we were in the Chipotle after being at training camp, I saw on my phone that we traded for Luke Weaver. It felt like the first time I was really excited for a trade in a while, to be honest with you. That was a big move. We were listening to 93.7 The Fan and listening to Pony, and he was
that guy. I don't know who it was, but he predicted Kirby Yates. That happened.
Matt Clement.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Matt Clement. That sounds like correct. And then he predicted Luke Weaver, and that was pretty funny. You went 2 for 2.
Yeah, no, but I was going to say, we were listening to him, and we were hearing Pony bitch and moan and cry about how the Pirates weren't doing nothing till the fucking deadline. And then as soon as we turn off the radio, that's when the trade happens.
And that was on commercial break, too, so that was their live reaction.
Yeah. I really wanted to see the reaction to that. But, at the same time, I feel like Luke Weaver was a really good move. We really haven't had the opportunities to use him, and we'll get into that in the next couple of series. But, I still think it was a good move. We'll have him for a little bit. That was a good move. Lake Backer, at first I thought we overpaid for him with how many prospects we gave up from it. And I looked at the list, and I was like, not really too much. So, that was a good trade, too. And Kirby Yates, to me, it's Kirby Yates, it's a good move, but at the same time, I don't know. It's an old fuck. So, just put him in the bullpen, which is what they did. So, I really think Luke Weaver was a great trade. The other two were pretty meh.
Yeah.
Good. I think it's a good deadline overall. I give the deadline a B+. If you had to grade it, what would you give it? A B+?
I think I agree.
I think it's a passing grade.
I would say B+. We didn't give up anything. At the same time, too, it's I feel like looking at the Tariq Skubal trade, it's if they really gave up that much, I feel like we could have had a shot, and that was what Mark Caboli said on Twitter, saying that every team had a shot for him and they chose not to. And at first I kind of thought that was a shitty take, but the more I think about it, I think it was a good take. For what we got all of these arms for, we basically could have done that for Tariq Skubal. But other than that, I think we made good moves with what we had.
Well, I also feel like Schoolboy thing was just more of just like at the end of the day, Dodgers might not sign him. They might will. I mean, obviously they've
No, they will.
signed everyone, but like the thing is, like he's more of a rental in my eyes right now
True.
for Schoolboy. And if we got him, he's more of a rental. Like you're not going to
Yeah.
give that guy $500 million, so it made sense for not getting him, even for other teams too, because they probably don't want to pay that money, and he looked like a rental to them, other than the Dodgers.
And I will say to Caleb, that, to add to your point too, I know I just said that like, oh yeah, we could have made that trade for Schoolboy, but like in reality, if we did or whatever, I don't feel like he would re-sign or anything too, so it wouldn't be a good move at all.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna backtrack on what I said right there.
But your point makes sense though. Like they barely got anything from him anyway. Like anybody could have.
That's what I feel like that's what I'm trying to say is that like this free agency, like at least like this, free agency, this trade deadline felt like it was a lot of nothing. Like it was a lot of like teams selling for almost nothing. Like it was a lot of prospect trades.
It was almost all bullpen stuff. Like the Ramos trade to the Yankees and the Garcia trade to, he also, where did he go from the National? Didn't he also go to the Yankees?
Went to the Yankees. He went to the Yankees. Junior,
so they got two guys, and then you have Arraez to the Phillies. But, like, there really wasn't that much moves. It was kind of almost all bullpen stuff.
Yeah, Gosman, I think, went to the Cubs. Soriano went to the Blue Jays.
Yes.
I think obviously the Brewers got some guys. They got Bo Naylor, Dustin May, that we'll talk about him.
Dustin May
didn't do anything. The Reds didn't do they did nothing, which I was surprised they didn't do anything, just because I feel like they have a still young team, but that's all the moves that happen in our division. Chasing down the Pirates. They are
chasing down the Pirates without doing anything.
They are.
But what I was saying before, Mitch Keller is out for the season. He had a teres major injury in his right shoulder. He was injured versus the Reds game on August 2nd. He's pretty much out for the season. He finished the 2026 season with a 6-8 record with a 5.29 ERA. Not a good start from him, but I don't really have anything to say about him at all. It's just I feel like it's good that he's out for the season, but prayers up for him to get a speedy recovery. But I think it helps our starting rotation. But Logan, what do you think?
I mean, I was gonna say, Caleb, you hit the nail on the coffin. I feel like it is a sad way to end the season, getting injured and everything. But I mean, it kind of fits with the way the season has gone for Mitch Keller this year. Yeah. I know, like, I forget which episode exactly it was, but it was probably like one of the early episodes where we talked about Mitch Keller and how, like, when he gets on the mound, it's a good day, it's going to be something good, and all that shit. But it just feels like he's lost it this season. Like, he doesn't have the same shit. So, I mean, like you said, Caleb, it honestly helps us. I feel bad for the guy, but, it's like, it's a fitting way for him to end the season going out on an injury. And it's just, I hope we see him bounce back. That's my end.
I'm assuming that Carmen Majewski probably takes that spot. But
yeah,
we'll see what
they
do. But
I
think
he
technically, I don't know if I was right, but I said it in the notes. We'll talk about that. He technically, he should take that spot.
The question I want to ask is, did we see? I mean, I don't think it's crazy to suggest that this might have been Keller. He pitched his last game in a Pirates uniform. Like, there's a good chance of that.
No,
like,
100%.
He's going to be out for probably like. I mean, even if there's a lockout, it could be a year almost before we see him pitch again.
His contract looks like for us.
Yeah, his contract isn't great. I mean, I don't understand why they'd keep a starter when you have so many young ones. You can afford to get rid of the old guy.
So he's a free agent in 2029. But yeah, I mean, a couple years ago he was trending to. Yeah, he was trending to get traded, and he never got moved.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I think like now, like if you're talking about trading him now, it's like, well then shit, we should have done it earlier. Like now it's gonna be he's at his lowest he's at his lowest value that he's ever probably been at right now. It was a terrible season, ends in an injury. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna get from that? Like,
Hey, well, we'll see how this season plays out. But diving into the games this week, very important series came up. Like another important. Well, I think almost every series is going to be important, but especially in our division is super important. Game 1 against the Pirates versus Brewers, we were away for these first 4 games. Brandon Sprout got the mound for the Brewers. He went 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs with 4 strikeouts. Bubba Chandler went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs with 5 strikeouts, and the bullpen also played really solid. Doval got another start. He had a strikeout with 1 inning. Great game by Bubba. His stuff looked really good when I was watching the game. Used his fastball the most, which it's really good to see, and I really want him to start using that more. And great diving catch by Valdez in right field. I was watching that. I just wanted to mention that. And the bullpen played great. Montgomery also hit 102 with his final out. Arodys Chapman 2.0? I don't know. But Eddie Rodriguez, he led the way with 3 hits in 4 at-bats. Brian Reynolds had 2 hits. Spencer Horwitz had a hit with 3 RBIs. He was kind of the star player of this game. Magnum also recorded a hit with an RBI, and the Pirates win 4-3. I didn't know if you guys had any thoughts on this game at all.
I actually do.
Good way to start off the series, I guess.
I was going to say, like you said, good way to start off the series. The Pirates really know how to give you hope. They really know how to give you hope and then just take it right back. We're going to talk about it whenever we get later in the series. But I also, before Kaleb, you cut me off, I was going to say, and we've talked about the pitching staff and all this shit. I feel like Bubba Chandler, we'll talk about it later too, has been one of the better starters out of like this. I feel like he's been playing well.
But I feel like he's reading my mind. I was just going to say that.
I saw your reaction. I feel like it's just he's looked good. He's looked good since the All-Star break. And to be honest, he's probably the only starter that's looked good other than Jared Jones. But Jared Jones, we'll talk about it later. He had a little bit of a bad start today. But I mean, them two are our only – them two since All-Star break have been our number 1 and 2, which is weird to say.
But, I mean, I'm glad Bubba's improving. I mean, almost every outing he has on the plate, he's improving. So it's good to see from a young kid that especially I felt like he was struggling. I know we had those talks when, Bubba should go and this and that, and he completely turned it around after the All-Star break, so good for him. Going into Game 2 against the Pirates versus Brewers, Logan Henderson got them out. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs with 8 strikeouts. Jared Jones, he went 4 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs with 4 strikeouts. Not the best start for Jones. He got tagged a bit early, gave up those 8 hits overall, but good move on Don Kelly for pulling him, I felt like. We only had 5 hits this game, and we got cold past the 6th inning. Offense honestly couldn't really get anything going. Brandon Lau did lead the way with 2 hits, and Jacob Gonzalez and Eddie Rodriguez and Jake Magnum all recorded a hit. Eddie Rodriguez also got a home run, and Jacob Gonzalez also got a home run, but the Brewers did win 4-2. Not the best start from Jones, but, I mean, I felt like we could have won this game. And Kirby Yates, actually, this was his first start. 1 inning, he didn't really give up anything, so I guess that's good to see from a young veteran. But
young veteran?
Is he a veteran?
Young veteran?
Or
That is not how that term goes.
I think he means like a new veteran in.
Yeah.
I see what. Okay. Yeah. W translation.
Good calling me out on that. But do you guys have any thoughts on this game at all, or should we just roll in right to the important news? I guess to the lineup that happened.
I think we go to the important news.
Yeah, go to the important news.
We didn't expect this, but Marcell Ozuna got released from the Pirates after 70 games. He didn't live up to the hype at all. Averaged 200, only 8 home runs and 29 RBIs. He was kind of the middle of the order bat that the Pirates hoped for, that everyone hoped for. But he got released, which I guess it's honestly good. But doesn't really help us either way. I guess I don't really know.
Well, I mean, Kaleb, the one thing I will say is you say this is unexpected. I felt like this was expected since, like, I don't know, like June. I mean, I feel like he's just, like you said, I mean, he was supposed to be that big bat. He was supposed to be that great sign that we made. He was supposed to be that veteran leader. And, like, yeah, he's been that veteran leader in the clubhouse, but he hasn't been that veteran leader on the diamond at all. Like, he can't hit. He's just, it's clear that he's lost it. We talk about players losing it a lot. It's clear that Marcell Ozuna this year has just lost it. He cannot hit the baseball.
Ever since he came back from injury, he wasn't the same when he was in 2023.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we expected him to bounce back and do that shit, and it's like it just hasn't worked out. So, to be honest with you, like you said, Kaleb, I think this helps us more than it hurts us. I saw a lot of shit about, like, Andrew McCutchen getting released like the day before that, and like a lot of people on Twitter saying like, oh yeah, let's go get him. And you know, I feel like with that take in mind, it's the same fucking player.
I was gonna say, you're patching the whole exact same thing.
Well, I just didn't expect them to make the move. That's why I was unexpected. Like, I thought they would just keep him. It is expected.
No,
wanting them to get moved, but I didn't think they would do it.
Well, they had to. The only thing they had to, because they needed Simone up because no one could hit lefties. They needed to change something up.
Hey, and like you just said, Miles, with bringing Simon up, or Samoan, however the fuck you say it, he's been playing good.
He's been hungry.
In the past couple games, he's been good. And like you said, Caleb, you just said it right there. He's hungry. Like, I mean, he looked like I know it was just J-Hay Day and J-Hay weekend and all that. Like, I don't know if this is crazy, but he's one of those players that kind of reminds me of J-Hay. Like, he got a lot of energy. He kind of, like, whenever we called him up, you see the clubhouse has kind of had a positive impact. Like, you know, I saw Jake Mangum last night was interviewed or whatever, and he was saying, like, we're going to fight till the last game or whatever. And, you know, I feel like that's, like,
he's the only guy that I feel like
rejuvenated.
I'm not even trying to, like, just go completely off topic, but Jake Magnum is, like, the only guy I feel like that really fucking cares about fucking winning, getting hit.
Yes.
Like, when you just see it, like, he's the only guy out there that I feel like is just, like, giving effort. I know, like, a lot of baseball players are nonchalant and shit, but, like, seriously, like, this dude, like, he wants to win games. And like I said, he's hungry.
That's why he won the Heart and Hustle
magnet, too. Don't forget he has the fridge magnet, too, of the schedule.
Well, and also, guys, I think, like, that is W, Miles. I forgot that he had the fridge magnet to know when he plays games and not. But I saw that interview. But, I mean, I think talking about Jake Mangum, I remember, like, early in the season, I remember watching a game, and they were talking about this young fan who had, like, a Jake Mangum jersey, and they were, like, a big fan of him. And I'm this guy cannot be that good. Like, you know, it's like, there's no way this guy's going to have that big of an impact on our team. And it's like, this guy's batting leadoff for us now. He won the Heart and Hustle Award. Like, in my opinion, we got a steal from the Rays from that trade with Brandon Lau and Jake Mangum. I mean, and Mason Montgomery. Like, I mean, 3 for 3 on that trade. I think we did good with that. That's the first time we've robbed the Rays and they haven't robbed us.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, Magnum's been terrific, and I really praise him a lot. And especially when, well, I'll wait for it. But going into Game 3 against the Pirates versus Brewers, Kyle Harrison, he came back from injury, lit up the Pirates, went 5 innings, 1 hit, 0 earned runs with 10 strikeouts. He did exit the game with 69 pitches. They said it was a cramping in both of his calves. But if he went longer, he probably could have went 7 innings. Probably, honestly, he could have probably racked up 5 more strikeouts at least.
Probably could have fucking threw a complete game.
Honestly. Yeah, he was 69 pitches in 5 innings. That's not even that bad. Honestly, that's a good point. But Paul Skenes, he went 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs with 6 strikeouts. His command was off a bit early. He gave up 4 walks, and then a 3-run 5th inning. And in his night, Luke Batcher, he went. Am I saying it right, Batcher, or am I saying that right?
I don't know.
I think you're saying it right.
Okay,
it's either Batcher or Bacher.
Just do it normally how we normally do it. Just, like, don't care and just plow through it.
We just say it.
That's how we do it any time. Anyway.
We just say it here at BurghTakes.
He went, like we said, he's like that middle reliever guy. He went 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run with 2 strikeouts. Solid Pirates debut out of the bullpen. He did give up a home run to Wilson Contreras, but honestly didn't really matter I mean, we didn't do anything when it came to the hits. We only had 3 hits. And Harrison did exactly what was expected, especially from injury. He didn't play for, I think, like a month or so. Eddie Rodriguez was the only guy that got a home run. He went 1 hit. I didn't really want to mention anyone else. Brewers win 4-2. Nothing really going on there. Like we said, the struggles with Skenes, but it's also just like when Skenes is on the mound, like he's okay, but then just bats don't fucking show up for him. Like, is that crazy to say that? Like, I just feel like maybe I just need to look more back into our episodes and notes, but like every time when he plays, like I don't see bats showing up for him.
Well, Caleb, I'll just say right now, it's like last episode we filmed, like that was against I think the Diamondbacks or whatever, but like that was the game where he pitched really shitty and we were almost winning in spite of him. So I mean, to me, it's a Paul Skenes situation. I mean, I feel like it's fair right now to just say Paul Skenes is not him. He is not the guy that we thought we were getting at number 1 right now. I mean, the first 2 years, yes, but like right now, like we've talked about his issues and what could possibly be it, but it's just, I said it last time, he's a real problem. I don't know what to do with him. He's not him this year.
I'm expecting at the end of the season him coming out and just saying I got injured or something. Like, I'm expecting something like that. But
that's what my dad was saying. Like he was, he is a firm. I'm sorry, Myles, but he is a firm believer that Paul Skenes is injured and he's trying not to tell anybody. And you know, I kind of feel inclined to believe him at some points because it's just like with the throwing over 98 shit and all this, and it's like we saw it even this season with Tariq Skubal not fucking telling the Tigers that he was hurt, and him saying, "Oh, I think I'll get better." And it's like you know that you weren't going to get better off that shit, and it's just I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Skenes nowadays. It's just I even tweeted about it. It's just whenever Paul Skenes pitches, it's just sad to see him throw a fucking baseball nowadays.
It is.
They got no hope when they put him against the lefty too. What was it, like 8 batters straight? Harrison struck out.
Oh, and they put us on. They even put us on ESPN, by the way, and they put a lefty on the mound, which was just not a good way to do that, especially when we struggle. But that was on ESPN, which was a bit funny.
It was insane.
But diving into game 4, Brewers versus Pirates. Dustin May, his debut with the Brewers, he went 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs with 5 strikeouts. Ashcraft went 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs with 5 strikeouts. He did give up a solo home run early. And then the second inning for Jackson Churio, the bullpen honestly played really solid. Gregory Soto was the only one that gave up an earned run, but he did have 3 strikeouts. Not kind of the start that you want to see from Ashcraft, especially in an important game. And I felt like he's been very mid after the All-Star break. Honestly, nothing. I mean, I know his last game he got rain delayed and he was playing really well, but honestly, I just felt like he's going into a decline in my eyes. That could be crazy, but I feel like that's completely true. He did give up 2 home runs completely in that game. He is known for that. He gave up 19 home runs this season. But May obviously had a solid debut for the Brewers. The Pirates really couldn't get the bats going and runs going at all. Again, we only had 2 runs. We only had 6 hits. And the Brewers bullpen, they have a really good bullpen. They shut us down.
Yep.
Brandon Lau, he had a hit, home run. Nick Gonzalez had 2 hits, and I'm not even going to mention the others. But we only get 2 runs, and the Brewers win 5-2. The Brewers win the series 3-1. Just another bad series after the All-Star break. To see, just this whole team is just. I mean, Bubba's the only bright spot in the starting pitching rotation, like Logan said, and just. The bats are just not, like, seriously, like, Valdez is playing awful. Like, the bats, I know he's a rookie, but, like, the bats are not doing well.
Everyone's cold. Yeah. Everyone is cold. And Kaleb, I feel like you were talking about Braxton Ashcraft. It's just, whenever I watch him now, I feel like we talked about it last episode with, like, the fatigue and shit. Braxton Ashcraft really looks fatigued. Like, it just feels like it's really hitting him now, like, how long this season is and how being a starter is and all that. And the other thing the only other thing I want to say about this series is just like, I think I said it in one of the episodes where it's like, oh yeah, the Brewers always make the playoffs and then lose in the first round. It's the best part about watching the Brewers. I don't know. I think the Brewers might make a run this year. The Brewers look really good. And like you said, with the bullpen and all that shit, it feels like all the pieces are lining up this year for them to at least make an NLCS run or something like that.
They really do. They really do. I mean, I felt like they could have. I mean, obviously, I felt like Schoolboy was their guy to go get, but they didn't go get him. But overall, if Kyle Harrison keeps doing what he's doing and Dustin May keeps doing what he's doing, seriously, they have a solid rotation. Even Logan Henderson, too, he's not bad either. So that team's going to be really good going into October. Going into our next series, though, the Mets versus the Pirates. The Mets obviously are not really that good of a team. But we're just going to dive into the series. The game 1, this was rain delayed a little bit early. Zach Thornton got the mound for the Mets. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 0 earned runs with 3 strikeouts. Cameron Majewski, his first start, I guess, as a starter, but he only went 3 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs with 1 strikeout. Didn't really play well at all. Bad start from Carmen in his new role as a starting pitcher, especially back from the rain delay in the 3rd inning. Awful. He gave up 4 earned runs, including a home run to Marcus Semien, and he got pulled with 60 pitches in just 3 innings. I felt like that's pretty high. But also, my key thing to this is our defensive mistakes. The Mets had 3 stolen bases this game, resulting in 2 of those to be going into home plate for a run. I forget who was catcher, but I don't think it was definitely Henry Davis.
No.
It might have been. I don't think, but it's just like 3 stolen bases. Like, you got to do better on that.
I think it was that Flores guy.
Was it? I don't know
I
if it's
think
him or
so. It was
Endy.
either Flores or Endy. It was
Yeah.
one of them. And Endy is good at defense, so that makes me inclined to feel like it's Flores.
Just I was watching the game in the replay. It's just some of the pitches were just not like they were just completely all over us, and it was not even just the catcher's fault. It was the starting pitcher fault too. It was like Skis, Ramirez, and all of them. Majinski, but also, I mean, we didn't really do much at all. The Pirates were a bit too late in this game, and the Mets win 6-4. Not really that good of a game. I thought like we could have won this game, but we missed out on opportunities. Even with Triola with bad base running, the home plate he ended the seventh inning, which I felt like we could have scored more runs in that, except just one with loaded bases. But just not a good start to the series against the Mets, especially a team that's just not good and that shouldn't. I mean, they can go on a run. I think they're about 11 games back, but still, like you have to start getting games. And Luke Weaver did make his debut this game. He did look decent, not really much from him. But yeah, I don't really have anything else other than that.
Well, Caleb, you said it. I mean, this team is not a good team. This is a team that's sold at the deadline. They sold all of their relievers, literally everybody, and they called up a bunch of fucking nobodies in the Uribe who does the splits after every fucking strikeout, which is how you know they're in a bad spot. And they still fucked us up. They still fucked us up. That's just. I mean, they had our number in the first series of the year, and they have our number now. It's just and they're like you said, Caleb, they're not a good team this year. They're not a good team. So this is a series that we should have won.
Yeah.
So much for egotistical starter Carmen Majinski being able to. Oh, I don't want to pitch out the pen. Now the mighty Mets are lighting him up. He can't even shut down their terrible offense.
We'll see. I mean, I'm excited. We'll see what he does next series. But if it's
another game for him, give Johan the start.
Yeah, give Johan the ball, bro. Myles was talking about trade Carmen. Fucking trade him. Fuck this guy, dude. He's ass.
Going into game 2 against the Mets versus Pirates, Hay Day, free shirt day for Josh Harrison. He got retired. He should have honestly played. Could have used him.
It'd probably be better for us.
He would be.
Used. Robert Stock got the mound for the Mets. Got to him super early. Went 3 innings, 9 hits, 8 earned runs with 4 strikeouts. Bubba Chandler, another great game from Bubba. 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs with 5 strikeouts. Like I said, he continues to improve over the past month. Bubba looked great with 2 new additions. Batcher and Yates looked great as well in the bullpen. And the Pirates got to Stock very early, like I said. Also, in the second inning, I wanted to mention about catching. Henry Davis had a good catch on Roberts Jr. stealing to second place. His arm, by the way, just looks super elite. Key hitters this game, Magnum, he went 3 hits. Honestly, we just lit this. I'm not even going to read it all off. The Pirates lit them up, and they win 9-0. Logan, your thoughts?
I think the only this is gonna sound stupid. I don't know, but I think the only reason we won this game was because the Mets manager was just so inclined not to pull Robert Stock out in the 3rd inning. And like we tacked on like 4 more runs on that. And I was literally screaming at the TV, like, you know, I'm a Pirates fan, but I was screaming at the TV, why the fuck is this guy still in? Like, you know, it's like it just felt like it was bad managing that game that gave us the win. And it's like they had a position player on the mound. Like it was bad for them out there. It was bad, and that's the only reason we won.
When you see a position player on the mound, you know it's bad.
Oh yeah, and they were waiting for tomorrow. They were waiting for today. I'll tell you that they were going to get their get back today.
Used all of our they're just so streaky. They use all their hits in the middle game of the series, and then they get karma and their shit pushed back the very next game.
And that's the thing. I don't think they've won 2 in a row since All-Star break. I saw something like that on the internet. That sounds so fucking stupid, but I saw something like that on Twitter, and it's just like, dude, it feels, at least to me, when I'm watching the games, it feels real. Like, you know, it's like I don't really need to fucking look at I don't need to look at the stats to know that might be true. You know, it's like we have not gone on a streak at all. And that's what we've been talking about. We need a streak to fucking be alive.
No. Well, going into game 3 against the Mets versus Pirates, Shamania, he got them on. He went 7 innings. Did he play for the Toronto Blue Jays? Is that the right guy?
I don't know.
Mania, yeah, I believe it is.
Mania. I think he did. But he played a really good game. He went 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run with 11 strikeouts. Really bad game from Jared Jones. He went 3 innings, 6 hits, 8 earned runs with 3 strikeouts. we use pretty much our whole bullpen. And when you see Rafael Flores on the mound, a position player, you know it's bad. Like we said, terrible start from Jones, but my key highlight of the game, Camilo Doval chunks the ball into right field as the Pirates chant "Sell the team." The Pirates only had 4 hits this game. The Mets did win 11-1 and took the series. Your thoughts on this series, Logan?
Well, I mean, like you just said, with the Camilo Doval throwing that shit into right field, that just sums up the season after All-Star break, doesn't it, guys? I mean, it's just it's been bad. And also I saw something that like said like, oh, the sell the chance didn't start until like after the 100th game, and it's like that's progress. And it's like, I guess, but I mean, it's just it like, you know, that just sums up how we're going. Camilo Doval, terrible trade, thrown in an outfield. I mean, all the other ones were good, but he was bad. It's just
that was funny.
Team. I fucking hate this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. I mean, before we get into the outlook and stuff like that, just a little injury update. Not that any of these guys, well, Oneil Cruz might come back. He's close to rehab. He started his rehab actual assignment in August 7th. His return date is around August 14th, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see where Don Kelly puts him, especially like how we kept praising Magnum, and I feel like Magnum should stay in center field.
He has to play.
But we'll see where he goes. I feel like Oneil Cruz probably should go to DH. But Ryan O'Hearn and KG, they're probably not going to return until September, even if we get to a playoff push. But I don't think we're going to see them at all, to be honest with you. But looking at the outlook, though, for the Pirates, we got the Marlins away. That's a 3-game series. And then a hot Red Sox team at home for a 3-game series. Both very, like, honestly, like, everyone wanted, like, those are hard games. Like, the Marlins are playing good ball right now. Like, they're pushing for playoffs right now. Red Sox completely turned their whole team 180. They were in a losing record. They were, like, 49 and something. And they're 63 and, like, 50-something. They completely turned their team around. So it's going to be super hard games. I mean, looking at our division, Reds are obviously they're last, 56 and 61. Pirates are still in the same position, 58 and 62. We're below 500 this time. And the Cardinals are 59 and 59, and the Cubs are 69 and 50. And like we said, the Brewers are still rolling with the 74 and 44 record. Do you guys have any thoughts on the outlook? Just like the upcoming games? I mean, I know we don't have much. Well, I don't have much on that. I think the season might be over. But
I was gonna say, Kaleb, like my outlook on the season. Shit, we're gonna do terrible. We're probably gonna lose the series to the Marlins. We'll win the second game like we always do, and then we're gonna lose to the Red Sox because they're fucking hot. And we have in the notes talking about the fucking wild card race. I don't even know why the fuck we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Last episode we fucking filmed, we were above the Marlins, and they're 2 spots above us now. And now the Washington Nationals are above us, and we were talking about this earlier. Myles said they were a team that fucking sold at the deadline too. We are fucking dog shit. And everybody that still thinks we can make a run to the wild card, fucking shut up. No, we can't. And even if we do, we're not gonna do shit. So why don't I get it? I get it. We're a terrible franchise. We've had terrible history. Oh yeah, if we make the wild card, it's a win. I don't want to fucking hear that, dude. We suck. We're not gonna do anything with that. It's just no. The Pirates suck. The season's over. Bucktober's over. It just cancel everything. Just cancel everything. I said it last episode. Put the elimination thing up, and it's ringing true now because we fucking suck.
And don't forget, sell the team. You forgot that.
Team too. Yeah, you're right, Myles. I'm sorry. I did forget the crucial part.
Well, looking at the wild card though, the Pirates are 5.5 games back. From the All-Star break, we're 8 and 15, awful. And since July, we're 3 and 10. The Pirates do need to win about 27 games out of their 42 games to reach 85 wins. Like Logan said, I don't think it happens at all. It's going to be super tough. I mean, this team's not consistent. We've been saying it almost every single episode. We say the same shit over and over again. It's just different positions on the field, like either bullpen, this, that. Like, it's not good at all. I don't know, Myles, do you agree with Logan about the season being over?
Yeah, I mean, I bet they probably might put on a run, but it's definitely too little, too late.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
too, it looks too tight too. Even if they did, like it just doesn't. I don't see anybody else slowing. Like
yeah.
nobody
I
else is
mean,
slowing down.
yeah. And they have to be over. They have to be over 600 to even like it's gonna be hard. Like 27 out of the last 42 games, that's gonna be hard, especially when you're playing. Like the schedule doesn't look easy at all. What's going on?
Yeah,
Nah,
right
You
now
it's
look a little
just
off.
no. It's nothing you're saying. It's the fucking thing that we're filming on is tripping. It's saying like I just
Tripping
started
out?
recording right now. What the fuck?
No, we're not, dude. Don't worry about it. Riverside's tripping. We need to upgrade.
Yeah, what
Sponsor
the
us,
fuck is
Riverside.
that?
But let's dive into some Penguins. We haven't talked about the Penguins in a while, but I just wanted to mention a little bit with the Penguins. If you want to go to some games, single game tickets are on sale. If you want to go to some Penguin games, Logan, we're gonna go to some Penguin games this year, right, Logan?
I mean, maybe I haven't been to a Penguin game in a while. I think the last time I went was like
Or they're cheap. Honestly,
2024.
if you like even school students, if you just go to the whatever it's called, the Get Go shit on the app or whatnot, you can get student rush tickets for cheap as shit, especially good
Really?
seating too. Yeah.
Well,
You get them
I
for, you
think
can get
I think
lower
the
bowl
last
seating for like $30,
you,
$50.
you know what? I think honestly the last time I went was student tickets from Point Park, and they were some good tickets. That was a good ass game. I think there was
Oh,
like 10 goals scored in that game.
and you can move around in the stadium. Like
Oh
I said, if
yeah,
you're gonna
dude.
buy a ticket, buy the cheapest ticket and just move
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Don't move
That's
down
that's
and do the little cheat
the
code.
the only place that doesn't work is Steelers games because you know
That's
those
true.
motherfuckers are gonna be like, "That's my seat. That's my seat. Get out of my seat." Yeah, that's the only place you can't do that bullshit.
True.
But
True. And it's
yeah,
always filled there anyway. But usually Penguin games and Pirate games, it's usually not sold out at all. We haven't seen a sold out Penguins game in a while since we made playoffs. Um, but talking about some Penguins, Tommy Novak got an extension. Last season, he had 16 goals, 26 assists with 42 points. He signed a 3-year, $13.95 million, averaging of $4 million almost every year through the 2029 and 2030 season. Do you guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys know much about Tommy Novak or whatnot. Do you guys think the contract is just, I think the contract's pretty decent, especially for
yeah.
a guy that honestly improved. Like, he played well on the second line, and I feel like he'll continue to be on the second line this season. Do you guys have any thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. He's 29 years old, so obviously, if you're signing a guy like that to an extension in your career year, you're kind of like making the statement that you're gonna try to be competitive. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that hasn't really personally aligned with a lot of the other moves that I've seen. But we'll dive further into that. And I
Well,
really
another big
yeah.
signing that we heard, not star, but like they picturing him as a star.
Yeah.
Billy Koivunen, he re-signed with the Penguins. He was on an 8-year, $32 million contract. An 8-year, $32 million contract, $4 million average. He is 23 years old. I mean, his AHL numbers, he had 13 goals, 28 assists, 41 points. This is kind of like just an investment, honestly, just hoping the kid just is out of this world. I don't really, I mean, I think it's 50-50 with this. Like, I don't have really much of an opinion on it.
Yeah.
We did get this guy from the Jake Mitchell trade in 2024, which was an awful trade. I wish we never made that trade. But do you guys have any thoughts on just the contract? I've never watched this kid play, but he's a Swedish lad, so.
I think it'll age well.
Well, we know you like your Swedes, Caleb. So we know you
Bro,
like
they
your
can play
Swedes.
hockey, dude. They seriously
can.
You never know.
No, like I mean, whenever this contract hit, I remember texting you guys like because I didn't really know much about him, but I remember Caleb, you said like this is kind of like I don't know, like a Connor Griffin signing where like you kind of feel like he's going to be one of those big players whenever Crosby and Malkin are done, and like he's for the future. Obviously, that's what this move is for. If you're giving him 8 years, you see this guy in your future. So, I mean, I don't really know much about him, but I mean, in my opinion, if the Penguins are willing to give this guy 8 years, they see something in him.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
sorry,
no, go ahead.
I didn't know.
No, go ahead. I didn't really have much else to say.
Oh, okay, they can start. Then it's good that I jumped in there, but no,
Yeah,
I mean,
it is good. It is really good.
but like you said too, like that 8 year and the money too, like that's what people are thrown off about because they don't give long-term contracts. Like if you look at the people that have gotten these long-term contracts, it's like Letang, Crosby, Fleury, I think, is like the other names that have gone 8-year deals with the Pens.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, and also I feel I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't feel like the money's bad.
That's what
8 years
exactly
for
what I was gonna say.
8 years for 32 million. Fuck yeah!
I think it's
If
just the
he
people that are
that,
getting mad.
yeah.
I think it's just like if he just completely just sucks, like completely. Like I'm talking like a guy that can't even average 10 points in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's why people are just overreacting. Oh, you gave him $32 million, but like
Even if
bro,
he's a fourth, third line center, I think $4 million a year is the price that it's trending
Oh,
towards
yeah.
eventually going to be.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
Bedard and like the young franchise guys it's looking like, well, you're gonna get $20 million a year for a top level guy. Then $4 million a year now is like a second line guy, but down the line it probably will be a third or fourth line guy, which is maybe what he's forecasted to be. So I don't know. I think if he performs well, then you're getting a guy on a bargain. If he doesn't, then you're trapped into a contract that is bad, but is still not terrible. I think it's going to be a good. The game will inflate into it to make it look like a better deal.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's a good point because the amount of contracts been giving out and just how crazy like the market's going to keep going up. Yeah, I 100% agree with that opinion.
Yeah, it's like 8 years. It's going to be completely different by the tail end of the contract. It's not going to be anywhere
still gonna
near
be in
the
It's gonna be a
same deal.
steal by the time it's the end of that
Exactly,
shit.
that's what I'm saying.
He's 23 years old. Like, he's still gonna be in his prime. If he gets there. But with the trade market, it has cooled a bit. We haven't seen any trades. Dylan Larkin hasn't been moved. NHL insiders said the trade market has gone quiet. No significant Penguin trade rumors at all. I talked about the Shane Wright and Elias Pettersson. That hasn't picked up at all. And Kyle Dubas appears content heading into the training camp with the current roster. And I just wanted to pose a question to you, especially with how much cap we have. Just looking at the team, I guess, if you just looked at the depth chart and stuff, do you think Kyle Dubas like did enough? Do you think like it's smart not going crazy this summer, especially with the amount of money we have? Do you think it's like, what do you guys think? Is it a good move, bad move? Especially with Crosby. Think about it. Crosby and Letang and Malkin, they're on their last legs on contracts and stuff like. So you don't know if they're going to re-sign. Obviously, we didn't think Malkin was going to get a contract, but he did. So like, we won another cup, obviously.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think the moves that we made were like subpar. I feel like that they're good enough. You know what I mean? And like we talked about, like the past couple episodes, all we've talked about is Jason Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jason Robertson was the guy to go and get, and then obviously you couldn't get him. So I feel like he made the right decision to not try and go out there and just make a flash buy and buy somebody that he didn't need because we didn't hit Jason Robertson. I don't see it as a negative thing. I think that he made the right moves this offseason, and even though we didn't add too much like I really wanted us to, I still think he had an overall good offseason.
And also, you never know if this team can really, obviously, I mean, every year we're always close to getting to playoffs, but like at the trade deadline, you never know what's going to happen. So
yeah.
That's still open. But looking at the training camp storylines, one of the biggest questions entering camp is the D pair. Erik Karlsson, we don't know who he's going to get paired with. But I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be the obvious. Well, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm thinking TVR. He's a Trevor Van Riemsdyk. We did trade for him. He's a bit older on the side, but he did play for the Capitals for 6 seasons. He's a defensive first defenseman who lets Karlsson actively offensively. He's a strong position player who doesn't really need the puck to be effective. There's also a lot of younger other guys. Sam Malinsky, he was from Colorado. He had a solid season. He's more of an offensive guy. Owen Pickering, we've been wanting him to like tons of upside since like we drafted him, and he hasn't really shown much, but I do think he does crack the defensive pair. And then Kaden Korczak, he's more big physical right shot defenseman. We don't have any lefties. I couldn't even name. I don't think Owen. He might be lefty. I feel like that name just sounds lefty to me, Pickering. But like we don't have any.
I mean, he sounds lefty to you. He sounds lefty. I mean, that's a W take.
Like
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, hold on. Let's Google it if he is a lefty.
No, Caleb, I don't think you're wrong. I feel like we have like 1 or 2 lefty defensemen. Like we have no lefty defensemen.
Yeah, but
he's a lefty. He is a lefty.
He is a lefty. Okay. There you go.
He sounds lefty.
But
I do think Trevor Van Reem's like he is a righty. I just searched that up, but I think he probably plays with Eric Carlson. But I mean, there's a lot of young. This whole roster. I mean, obviously we didn't add many people. I mean, there's a lot of prospects to watch. Tanner Howe is probably going to get a lot of praise after finishing last season with 16 points in 27 AHL games and 5 points in the playoffs when they made the playoffs. Also, Rugger McGrowdy, he's been very hyped ever since we got him. He had 30 points in 43 AHL games. Power forward with top 6 potential. I do think he cracks our lineup. And all those guys are going to be battling for an NHL roster spot. It's going to be interesting in training camp. There's a lot of young guys, especially with our AHL team. They made the playoffs last season. I think they lost in the semifinals to Toronto. They played really well. So all of them really have a good chance to make this season. But looking at my projected forward lines, especially with I feel like we're not really going to make many other moves. I think, like we said, the trade market cooled down. I don't think Dubas does anything else. He goes with this lineup. But I think it's the traditional first line. You got Russ, Crosby, Raquel. Second line might surprise some people. I do have Kuzmenko. I think he definitely was the star guy that we've grabbed this season from the Kings. Tommy Novak, I feel like he sticks in that center position. And then Igor Chinikov, I think, controls that second line. And then third line, I have Nicholas Robertson, Ben Kindle, and Evgeny Malkin. A lot of people might get pissed off about that, but I do think Malkin's probably better on the third line. I like his more physical, big body type of guy, especially a young guy like Kindle and Robertson, that he has a lot of upside. I just don't. I think Malkin, yeah, he played really well last season. He was skating very well, but I think he fits much better in that third line. Fourth line, I got Connor Dewar, Blake Lizotte, and then, like I said, McGrowdy, I think, cracks that fourth line up. And I hope he does. I hope he does. He's a young talent. I think he has a lot of upside, and I hope he gets a chance in this NHL. I think he played a couple games in the NHL, but didn't really get much. And I think him with Lizotte, Lizotte's been really well. I really like his game. He's very fast, small build, but he can skate. And then the extras, I have Tanner Howe, Billy Koivunen. Well, I don't know if he's going to make the lineup, but the extras I don't really care about the extras. Let's just dive into the defense. Well, do you guys I pose you guys a question. Do you agree with my take on Evgeny Malkin being in the third line?
I was actually going to say, I mean, just basing it off like the last season he had and just like the form he's kind of been in, I feel like he could be a second liner. I mean, I feel like Igor Chinikov and Ben Kindle wouldn't be a bad pairing, to have on the third line.
Igor down?
I would. That's just my opinion.
I don't think you could do that. I don't think you could do that.
He's really good. This guy's star potential.
Well, no, I know he's fucking good. I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but I'm just saying, like, if you move Malkin up to that second line, you move Chinikov to that second line, I feel like it balances out more. That's just what I'm saying.
Also, Novak and Malkin's played, like, majority of them, that was his line mate.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The only point I could see for saying his third line is just his availability is an issue somewhat because of just injury. So it's like, well, you're slotting him in as a second line center. Well, how many games can he really play at that position? So it's like, if you want someone of your top two lines, it's someone who has to be dependable, and he really maybe isn't at that point. So third line's kind of like taking some of the pressure off. But I don't know. I think I agree with Logan. His talent definitely, if he's available, I think he has to be the second line. But it's just weird to see the fits because, like, if you put him on the second line, it's like, well, who are you going to fit with him? Because the people that don't feel like second line fits either. So it's weird. I do think this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on.
There's a lot of questions during training camp, especially with the lineup pairing. Going into the defensive pairs, though, first pair, I think it's pretty obvious. Gerard, we traded him last season, mid-season, and Chris Letang are probably going to get paired. Second pair, like I said, is probably the biggest question. I think Trevor Van Riemsdyk does strike that just because he's been in he's kind of like that veteran role. He's played in the NHL for like 12 seasons or whatnot. So he gets paired on the second line with Erik Karlsson. And then I do have my third pairing. I do have Owen Pickering. I do like him in the third line, giving him a chance, especially with a more offensive guy in Sam Malinsky. And then the extras, I have Caden Korzak, Dylan Carlisle, Caleb Jones, and Ela. I don't know how to say his name. But going into the goalies, I think Slovis is obviously...
Wait. Before you talk about the goalies, Caleb, I just want to say, like, I think you really hit the nail on the head with these defensive pairings. I mean, like, looking at the notes and everything, I agree. Sam Malinsky, more offensive, makes it too much of a aggressive defensive pairing. Owen Pickering's too young. Caden Korzak, I feel like he could be good. I feel like you said, like you can see him bumping up later in the season. But I think you hit the nail on the coffin. Like I think Trevor Van Riemsdyk, both of those veterans on one line, and like you got, I think it's just a match made in heaven, to be honest
Just
with you.
my only thing with that line, that's why I feel like Caden Korzak could even get in that line too. Just because they're both old and slow. That's my only
Yeah,
thing
that
with that's my
too.
only thing with that second pair, and that's why I'd rather had Malinsky on third line with Pickering because I don't think you should put a young guy, especially on the
Yeah,
third.
for
That's way too
sure.
much. That's way too much. Way
He
too
got
much
to get some
pressure for a guy.
experience before he gets in there.
Um,
Do you think they'll
but I
give a
mean,
young guy a chance right away? I don't know.
I that's
That's the only thing I'm skeptical about is
oh,
if they
Pickering.
will. Yeah, if they'll give
Oh,
him the
that they
chance.
will move him to second line. Yeah.
Or just
Um,
no, if they'll no, if just in general, if he'll get like early playing time like that. I don't know.
yeah. I've I don't know. He definitely should crack the lineup in extras for sure. Um, but yeah, that's how my deep pair I see it. Looking at the goalies, I still think it's the same. Slovis, he should get. I
Oh
don't know if
yeah,
I'm saying that right. But
no,
he
you
should get
are.
the number one start. And then Joel Blomqvist or Sergei Mirashev. I think one of them, they're really good goalies in the AHL. They played really well last season. They're both pretty neck and neck. But that's my lineup for the Penguins. I'm going to be keeping a real eye when it comes to training camp. That should be starting soon next month, I believe. So I'll be paying attention to the Penguins and stuff and give you guys all new information that's coming. I'll probably go down to some of the practices, and I think they're in Cranberry now.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go watch some of those practices and see how they're playing. But moving into the Steelers, Miles, do you want to take over the Steelers?
Yeah, like you
This
just
episode?
said, on to another training camp, off with another one. Steelers training camp's about to be done. Just had their Friday night lights practice, and they're gonna have
Uh-huh.
their first game coming up here against what better than the
Green
Green Bay
Bay.
Packers? You couldn't schedule it any better. I mean, obviously they did do that on purpose. Why not make the guy's first game in charge against his former team? But that's gonna be next Thursday. It's up in the air if Rodgers is going to play in that game. He said
Mm-hmm.
he's willing to play. McCarthy said he wants to see him play, but there hasn't been anything, exact like I said. So I don't know. What do you guys' take? Do you want to see? Obviously, he's what, 42 years old,
Yeah,
preseason. I mean, that snaps away from the main topic is everybody else in
yeah.
that room, and this is the field. So what are you guys' thoughts? Do we want to see Rodgers play against Green Bay, or does this kind of feel like a
Well,
personal vendetta?
well, I think, like you just said, he's 100% going to play because it's a personal
Okay.
vendetta. I mean, we had the chance to beat him last year. It didn't go well, and we all know that it's Aaron Rodgers has beaten every team in the NFL except for Green Bay. I get it's preseason and it doesn't matter, but
Oh, it matters to him.
yeah, I was gonna
It
say
matters to him.
part of my thinking, it matters to him. He wants to go out there and at least play the first half, maybe, or at least the first quarter, and put a score on them. Like he wants to establish dominance over the Packers, and I think he's gonna play. I feel like the talk has been that he's gonna play at least two of these games, and I see him playing at least a half throughout the three games. So I think for sure we're going to see him against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think he'll probably for the Green Bay game, and I think he'll probably play. Probably just
He'll
one.
play the first two.
Yeah, I think he'll
Who
play the
goes
first.
after?
I personally think he'll probably just play the first drive and see how that goes. And if it goes well, then maybe he might go back out. But if not, then
Oh,
I think
the Kenny
he'll.
Pickett strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
think that's
say
probably
I
what's
could
going
see
to
them doing
happen.
that.
That's probably what's going to happen. I think he'll go for one drive and then see how it goes, and then maybe get sent out again. But I don't even think does he need to play? No, he doesn't need to play. But it's good just for him to play, just to get used to just the whole new offensive scheme, and I guess. But he already is kind of used to that with McCarthy because they played with years of
Oh,
experience together. But I think the stars are obviously like the other QBs for sure.
well, I mean,
Which one goes
I
in
don't.
next? Oh, sorry, after Logan.
Well, I was gonna say like, yeah, we can talk about that after, but I wanted to bring up. I think it was today that I saw something from Bleacher Report about how like Aaron Rodgers' decision to come back was mainly about Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to kind of ask you guys about that relationship and how you think that's going to go throughout the season. Like, do you think Mike McCarthy is really going to inspire Aaron Rodgers, and do you think like we're really going to see a change from Aaron Rodgers from the Mike Tomlin system to Mike McCarthy system?
I mean, I don't. I think it'll be better. I think like you said with like just the whole just McCarthy and then just like the whole line of just communication is just should be completely better. DK said it himself that the communication is much better. Everyone knows what's going on for each play.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Myles, what do you think?
I think it's only going to be on offense. I don't think it's going to be too much changed. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's changed a ton in a player for it to be something like you're going to see a completely different version of Rodgers back to
Do you think he plays better?
2013. Huh?
Do you think he like plays better?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, do you think he's going to fill? Yeah.
And I think maybe he'll be a little bit less like, I don't know, stagnant because it looked like there was not much going for him on the offense. Like one dimensional. I don't know. I don't think it'll look better subjective. Better is it's all about like point total and being able to offensively go against the top defenses. I still don't know if they're there. Like I don't think there's enough different yet. I don't know. I'm just saying that personally the jury's still out.
I can see that. I can see that. I just think like I don't know. I feel like you said with the comfort part of Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. I just feel like the days that we've gone up in training camp, it's like at least from what I've seen, he just looks comfortable. He looks like he knows what to expect, and he looks like he knows what's going to happen. And it just I don't know. It at least like whenever I watched last season, it just we like Kaleb, you mentioned it. Like they feel like they're all on the same page with DK and like the routes, and like DK was talking about how like it felt like they were walking on eggshells when they got to Sunday, and he wasn't comfortable with a route or whatever. And I like you said, Myles, I feel like it's going to be a lot on the offense, and I think in my opinion, I think we will see some improvement on the offense at least from last season, and just how comfortable Aaron Rodgers is in this system. And I feel like Mike McCarthy knows what to do with Aaron Rodgers. And obviously he's not in his prime, but I feel like he knows what to do with him at this age. Like I just feel like he can really game plan around him.
Yeah, I agree. I really do. I think we should score more points this season.
Hopefully.
I hope.
Oh, that's the goal.
But after obviously if he does play or doesn't, that's like not really confirmed yet. But what about after him if he does play? What do we envision? Obviously, I assume it's probably going to be Mason, but after that, do you think you don't know? It's going to be Mason. It's going to be Mason after Rodgers. But I think that more, and we could debate that a little bit more once we open the floor here. But I mean, the conversation has to go: which one plays first, Aller or Howard? Because that's going to be what means more out of anything. So, your two thoughts on both of those? If it is Mason that plays after Rodgers, and which one of the two young guys plays first?
Well, I mean, first, like saying like it sounds like you're talking in guarantees that Mason Rudolph is going to be playing second, and he can, but I mean, like it's just I feel like Will Howard's done more to impress, and Drew Aller's done more to impress than he has. I mean, like it feels like you already know what you're getting out of me. I've kept saying this, but it feels like you already know what you're getting out of Mason Rudolph. I feel like, to be honest, even though we've seen a lot more out of Drew, it feels like the guy who's going to get the start after Mason Rudolph is going to be Will Howard. I've seen a lot of positive about Will Howard and just how people are feeling about him. And, we've seen like Mike McCarthy's quote saying that there hasn't been a day of Drew Aller throwing a good pass and all that. But for some reason, it just feels like they're still leaning on Will Howard a little bit more than they are Drew Aller. So I don't know. I just see Will Howard getting that second start or that third string start.
I mean, I would have to agree too. I definitely think if Mason wasn't getting the QB2 starts, then he would have been cut already. But he's not.
True,
so he 100% is going to get that QB2 reps. But I mean, I haven't seen Howard, and like we said, we haven't seen Drew Aller in the NFL. Obviously, like we haven't seen Howard. Like he was supposed to play last preseason, and then he got injured. But I think it does go Howard and Drew Aller. But I'm excited for both of them, but I think it's going to be interesting just to see how Aller handles like the actual NFL reps and all that, and just his play calling and all of that, and all the stuff.
Yeah, and live football for the first time, a game since you're injured.
In a while.
Yeah,
He hasn't played in a while.
I was gonna say too. It's like Drew Aller. It's like watching the shit that's come out of him from camp. It's like the first day. We obviously went to the first day, and it's like when we watched Drew Aller, it was like, yeah, this guy looks a little shaky. This guy's like looks like he's rushing his decision making, and just stuff that I've seen now and like recently being up there. It's like he looks more calm. He looks good. Like I mean, it looks like he's making the right decisions. He's making good pass. Like he's showing the arm talent that we all know was there. Like I know I was just talking about I think Will Howard's going to get the second reps, but I wouldn't be surprised if Drew Aller comes out there after him and he starts lighting the shit up like Carson Beck was in a Hall of Fame game.
That actually, I kind of wanted to. Oh, sorry, Caleb, go.
No, I was just gonna say Aller. I saw him when you were talking about the Friday Night Lights before we dived into this. Was just I saw some highlights. He was actually dotting up a lot.
Yeah,
Of
he
good,
was.
Like he was dotting up
he
a
was.
bit. But I think it's just like the obvious. Like I don't know if they're gonna carry 4 quarterbacks. We don't know what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's smart to carry 4 quarterbacks, and there should someone be cut. But I think it's obvious that it's gonna just be either Will Howard or Mason Rudolph, and that's just the full competition. But I don't know what they're going to do because I think Aller 100% guarantees a spot no matter what. They obviously just signed him. They just drafted him. That just makes sense. He's going to get the spot. But I don't know.
I think it's just a tough situation, really. I mean, it's like you said, we all know Drew Aller's safe. Like, we just picked him. Like, you know, so it really is between Mason and Will Howard. And, like, when I think about it, it's like, when I look at Mason Rudolph, I'm going to say it again. I feel like a broken record, but I know what I'm getting with him. I'm getting check downs and I'm getting a game manager. Why the hell can't Will Howard be that? And I think Will Howard has way more upside than fucking Mason Rudolph. So, I mean, it's just, like you said, Caleb, I can honestly see us going with 4 quarterbacks and just being retards about it.
I feel like that's what's going to happen. Like, honestly, that just feels like it.
On the
I mean, is it a smart decision? Probably shouldn't be.
In the roster, they're going to carry 4?
I
don't know, man.
You think they're going to use 4 in this game?
Well, when I felt like
that was the question I wanted to pose is, do you think it's necessity that all of them need to play?
No.
They'll probably split up. I mean, they all shouldn't play one full game.
I think it's going to be 2.
If Howard is playing good, do you take him out to just make sure Aller gets reps if he hasn't entered the game yet?
Well, if we're talking about just like the Green Bay game, I mean, if Will Howard's out there cooking, just let him cook. You got 2 more preseason games. Like, I don't think we need all 4 players to be playing in the first game. If like say Aaron Rodgers goes down there, scores first drive, and then we take him out, and then we have Will Howard out there for like the second and third quarter, then I can see like playing like a third. But I don't see 4. I don't see them all playing in the first game at all.
And you are dying on the hill that it's going to be Mason that's benched, which I don't believe at all.
I'm going to die on that hill.
If he's to be cut, then you got to throw him in the fire and see what you're doing before you make the move.
I'm going to die on that hill. Fuck Mason Rudolph.
I just don't know why they haven't cut a quarterback yet. That's why I feel like they're just going to
carry 4 quarterbacks. They don't need to. There's no pressure
yet. Why carry 4? But why?
Caleb. That's my opinion. I don't understand why.
I just don't understand it. I just want the
Tomlin.
Why are you carrying a veteran quarterback? Mason Rudolph. He should not start. He should not start the quarterback next season. He should not.
It's not about that. It's about the backup.
But exactly, he shouldn't back up.
That's what Caleb's saying.
Back up? Why shouldn't he back up?
Because
Will Howard has never played in a live NFL snap. He does. You keep saying, oh, why can't he be a check down guy? Well, why can he be? You don't know that. You have no idea, no inkling to suggest that Will Howard, besides his national championship, which is college, that there's no shadow of a doubt that Will Howard has the potential. But if Rodgers by some doubt goes down, you need someone who's serviceable. That's why Mason.
Well, no. I'm gonna bring this shit up right now because I brought it up last fucking time about how we got Mason Rudolph. Oh, he can fucking manage the games. We're not gonna lose as much with him. And you were fucking agreeing with me that that's the pessimistic side of it. Oh, we're gonna keep the guy that's gonna make us lose less. Fuck that, dude.
I don't disagree with that, but that's why you still have to make him play in the preseason game instead of him not playing like you're saying.
Yeah.
One of the young guys won't play.
No, no. Okay, well, now you're saying, like, let him play in the preseason. I don't give a fuck if he plays in the preseason. Fuck that guy. I don't want him playing in the regular season. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm getting at. Mason Rudolph should not be a starting fucking quarterback for us, no matter what happens in the regular season. I don't care. If Aaron Rodgers goes down, Kaleb said it. The season is fucking over. Why the fuck do we need Mason Rudolph? He's not going to help us. There you go. That's my fucking take.
Though.
I'm dying on this hill.
That's
Fuck
not
Mason Rudolph.
No, I don't. He's gone. He's showed in that position before that he can steady the reins.
Shut that shit up. Move on. Move on to Roman Wilson. I'm not talking about this anymore. Move on to Roman Wilson. I'm not talking about this shit anymore.
And he's also, too, Logan, you're forgetting, he's a good culture guy, too.
Dude, he also called Myles Garrett the N-word. He also called Myles Garrett the N-word. That's another highlight of his career. That's a highlight of his career. I don't give a shit about Mason Rudolph.
Hey,
he is terrible.
Until proven guilty. Which one's still in the division?
Terrible. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, dude. You're trying to rage bait me and it's working. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Fuck Mason Rudolph.
But anyways,
move on.
Roman Wilson.
W.
Logan, also one of Logan's favorites. I mean, he got a lot
of garbage time.
He had a strong training camp. He had a lot of usage. I don't know if you guys want to talk about if you think it's going to transfer into the game. I mean, there was times where he was getting more reps than Pittman. He was the wide receiver 2 at some times.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's going to be how it is?
No, he's not going to be wide receiver 2, Kaleb. I just think. No, I just think like a lot of the shit that I've seen from like Roman Wilson and all this shit. The thing that makes me really like kind of hyped about it, not really hyped, but like, you know, I feel like he's going to be wide receiver 3. And I think that seeing everything that I've seen on Twitter about him connecting with Aaron Rodgers hitting him deep passes, Aaron Rodgers just targeting him in general. I feel like that's like we all know Aaron Rodgers and how he feels about his trust in his wide receivers and how he needs to trust them to throw them the ball. It feels like this is a lot of building trust. And, you know, it feels like it's a lot of upside. Like, if he wasn't getting first-team reps, you know, that would make me feel like, okay, who cares about Roman Wilson? But he's getting a lot of first-team reps, and he's getting a lot of reps with Aaron Rodgers. So that shows me that they have a plan for him.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I said WR2, but no, he'll be WR3 in the slot. I got confused for a minute. But, yeah, he had a strong training camp. Like I said, he looked insane. Like, the dude can jump. The dude can get balls. He has been working a lot. He's been putting himself out there a lot. And, yeah, I'm excited for him. I think he really should have a great season. And I think this is his season with Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to get used a lot. I really feel like he's going to get used a good amount. And he is, when you just look at all the wide receivers, he is the fastest wide receiver we have. He has some good hands too. When he got drafted, his whole prospect was his hands and how good they were in Michigan.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, I feel like even from Michigan, he's always been that kind of underdog guy. And I feel like he plays really good in that. Like, I feel like I talked about this last episode with like Will Howard and Mason Rudolph, but I feel like he does good in that underdog status. And like, you know, I've been very critical of Roman Wilson, saying that he's a garbage time master and he only scores them during garbage time last season. But from everything that I've seen, he's not going to be the garbage time master this year. So it's good to see him grinding. And like Myles said last episode, he was the first person to text Mike McCarthy. That shows that he is hungry. And I know I called it crazy for you to call him wide receiver 2, Kaleb, but as I'm thinking about it, in training camp, he has been. He's gotten more reps than Michael Pittman. He's gotten more catches than Michael Pittman. I mean, I think that Michael Pittman's just had a slow start and he's getting adjusted, and I think he'll get way better. But as of right now, Roman Wilson, low-key, is the wide receiver too.
Yeah, I just thought I got confused for a minute. I was thinking where they would line him up, but WR3, like a wide receiver 3, they usually line the 3 in the slot. I got confused. I thought it was the 2 in the slot. It is what it is. But yeah, I do think he does have potential, like you said. And also, Jeremy Bernard, we haven't really seen much of him. It will be interesting to see how he's used in preseason. Obviously, I don't think in preseason they're going to, I think DK and Michael Pittman, I think they'll probably go through a few drives with Rodgers and then probably get taken out. And then the rookies or Jeremy Bernard will go in. Maybe, I don't know.
I
Also,
don't know. I think you're
what's
going to
his
see
name?
some of these guys not play.
Yeah, I agree with that, to be honest with you. I mean,
Brogdon
also,
I
is
feel like
playing because
that's a
it's
good thing, though.
personal, like we said. DK has no
yeah,
reason to play.
Yeah. I feel
yeah,
like it's a good thing, though, with especially the rookies. What was his name? Brandon Smith at number 87. See how he plays.
yeah, yeah.
Like when we've went to training camp, we've seen good things from him. I mean, there's a lot of hungry guys in the wide receiver room, but one Roman Wilson.
The one. Dude, sorry. What were you gonna say
No, I was
about
just gonna say
Roman?
Roman
No, go
Wilson
ahead,
is like
Miles.
he's the guy. Like I think he should. Like we've always like me and Logan said, he's the one that has a lot of upside right now.
Yeah.
The one I, when it's the perfect segue to the next topic is, and this is preseason. This is preseason topics here. Eli Heidenreich, what is he going to do in the preseason? Is he going to be running back? Is he going to be a wide receiver at training camp?
Fullback,
Like at training
right?
camp, we barely saw him.
Yeah.
Preseason, it feels like we might be able to get him actually out there.
Isn't he going to be the fullback position? Is he depth on
No,
fullback?
no, they drafted that guy. They drafted the guy from Indiana to be their
Indiana.
fullback.
Yeah,
He's gonna start.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
So
Well,
then
that's the thing,
they
too.
have him listed as a wide receiver, but I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like in the clips that I've seen of him on Twitter and like the shit I've seen of him, it feels like he's that running back. So I mean, it just feels weird. I mean, I don't really know what we do with him. I feel like obviously it was a late round pick, so it's like it's one of those guys that feels like less risk, more high reward, and like you can kind of move him around. But I just don't see where we put him because I feel like he's more versatile. I feel like you could do some shit where you have him in different positions on different plays.
Yeah, the just going back to the fullback talk. Yeah, Miles is right. We're gonna probably start that guy from Indiana.
Yeah, we got
but
that guy.
going on
Yeah, I
to
was gonna
that
say
topic,
Indiana.
yeah. Going on. I mean, Eli. I mean, you're talking about a 7th-round pick. You're talking about a guy that didn't really get much, just much playing time or just much of an opportunity.
I mean, the guy's from
Yeah,
Army.
Yeah. What's a diss on Army, bro? He was a dog.
No, it's not a diss. It's not a diss. I'm just saying, like the only
No,
game
he
that
hasn't-
matters from them is Navy.
Yeah. He hasn't been given an opportunity that much, but maybe we'll see him in training camp or not training camp. Well, training camp preseason. But he's definitely not going to see the field this season. I don't think he will. I don't think he will.
There's a chance you could see him because
Like
Yeah.
7th-round pick, getting the field
in this preseason game, because I feel like when you
Bring him
look at
back.
it, like I don't think Rico or Jalen are gonna play much. I think
No.
Caleb Johnson.
He'll be
Caleb
Caleb
Johnson.
Johnson.
You could see in training camp
Oh,
they
yeah.
like him.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he'll get a frick ton of touches in this preseason game. I think Travis Homer will get a good amount of touches. I mean, he put himself in good graces too, and like being out there. But then besides that, like I don't really know who. Like that's 2 running backs. If you want to mix in a third, which it's preseason, I think it could be Eli. But it's just weird because they list him as a receiver, so it's like I don't know. Then you're just have him listed as one thing. Are you gonna keep him in a position, or are you gonna keep moving him? But I hope we do see him at running back.
Oh yeah,
specifically.
he's versatile. He can play anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's the type of guy that like on an offense like this where you have like an older quarterback and just like I don't know, not to be disrespectful to the receivers because it's the best receiving core we've had in a few years, but it's just like they're not like game changing guys. They're like it's too big like it's not like a Justin Jefferson or a Jamar.
Yeah, they're two.
DK is
Yeah, I get what your point. They're two big guys that.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman obviously is a bit more versatile a little bit. DK can't really move as much, but like they're both 6'3", 6'4" guys that are just huge. And like I said, Roman Wilson is a guy that's just going to be moving more around.
Yeah, and then if you had someone who could catch out the backfield like that, I think it'd be insane. This is literally exactly with Cordell Patterson last year. Having him in offense with DK was so good.
Yeah, true.
And you don't have that now. So I think getting Eli involved is, I mean, he's a 7th-round pick. It's not going to happen, but
Also,
got to have it happen.
I was gonna say you also brought up Darnell. Fuck, I forget who you just said, but like there was also Kenneth Gainwell out of the backfield who caught a lot of balls. He had that one
that's
catch
what I
in
meant, actually.
Detroit.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
That's actually what I meant.
That's who I thought you meant. That's who I thought you meant. The Kenneth, yeah, losing Kenneth Gainwell. I'm like I don't know if we've talked about that a lot, but like I'm kind of interested to see how we rebound from that because he was team MVP and all this shit, and he really like. To be honest, watching him last season was fun. He was really impactful for us. I mean, he scored a touchdown during the Ravens game, the last game of the regular season and all that. It's so I think Rico Dowdle was probably the right move to make after Kenneth Gainwell because I feel like he really fills that hole. But it's just I'm excited to see how the running backs do without Kenneth Gainwell and without the team MVP.
Yeah.
Be
I
interesting.
mean, for sure, we definitely got to see how those splits emerge. I mean, we barely even talked about the top two, but I mean, it's going to be like camp. I feel like what we see now doesn't really hold. It's going to
Hmm.
change for week one, but Darnell Washington in the tight end room, he might get some snaps. We've seen him move around in the at St. Vincent's a few times. What are you guys expecting of him? I mean, besides him in the tight end room, I expect Tanyan probably won't play a ton since he's older, so
Mm-hmm.
Might get a good amount of reps out there. What are you guys expecting to see from Darnell out there in his usage?
I am expecting a lot from Darnell. I feel like the first year we didn't use him that much. We used him a little bit. We used him in a couple of good plays. Second year, you saw him start to get used more and start to get used as like a heavy favorite at tight end.
Hmm.
But I think that this year is really going to be his breakout year. I just, in all honesty, like we've talked about it. I think he's slimmed up. Like whenever you look at him in camp, he doesn't have that gut that he had like the last few seasons. He looks more muscular. I've talked about how I think the tight ends are going to eat, and I think that all starts with Darnell Washington. I mean, the guy is fucking 6'7". He can block, he can catch, he can do whatever the fuck you want him to do on the field. So I mean, like I think Darnell Washington gonna have a great year, and
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have at least like 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns this year.
I mean, we got to give
That's my
some
prediction.
melodic.
Locking it in.
We got to give
Locking it in.
some props, even if the prediction doesn't go right, to that melodic 6-7 timing
That was a good. That was
of
good.
the
6-7.
on it. I mean, that was amazing. No, I mean, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what he could do. Caleb, do you want to have anything to add on Darnell?
No, like I said, he's a freak of an athlete.
Yeah.
The dude can
Oh.
move. It'll be interesting to see how they block him, all that stuff like that, where they put him at. Like we said
Oh.
in the backfield.
Mhm.
Maybe he should get used for the tush push. Maybe he should be in the middle right there. I think that's a great guy that should go replace Connor Hayward. That would be awesome. But yeah, dude, it was a steal. That dude's big.
Oh yeah, dude, and like Caleb, like you said, with him lining up in the backfield and everything, this guy's gonna
Mhm.
be dynamic next year. He's gonna do it
Seriously.
all. He's
Yeah.
gonna do it all. Like you
I
said,
just
push,
don't.
push. He's gonna be blocking. He's gonna be scoring touchdowns. He's gonna be doing everything out
The one
there.
thing I don't want them to do though is just Pyramid should have that number one tight end position, like 100. He should have that. He
I
should.
was.
I don't. I think he should be the main guy in that tight end room. That should be number one target as a tight end if he's lined up as a tight end. I
I
hope.
don't
I,
know.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that, Caleb. I
Yeah.
feel. I feel like.
Okay.
And I've been an outspoken guy of my support of Pat Fryermuth. I feel like he wasn't used properly last year. But that being said, I feel like the way that you see them trending and the way that you've seen them play in training camp and everything, I see Darnell as number one. I feel like they're putting the eggs in basket for Darnell.
Okay.
I can see him being out
I
there
agree.
for like 60% of the snaps.
I guess my point is just I hope they just use Muth more. I guess that's
Oh,
just
well,
my.
well, I think they will. I feel like I said, like Aaron Rodgers is a tight end quarterback. He loves his tight ends, especially in his older age.
Hmm.
So I feel like
Hmm.
they're both going to eat. They're
Hmm.
both going to be number one targets on this team. And I
Hmm.
just think that a lot of like Muth is going to be second to Darnell, but I don't think
Someone's
by a
got to
lot.
take a drop, though. Someone's got to take a drop. If you add Pittman, you add like all of these factors, add even the extra running back, someone's got to take a hit. So
Mhm.
if you were to predict like Pittman, DK, Darnell, Muth, both running backs, not one of them's not going to have a great. One of them you're going to look back and say that's lackluster. That wasn't what we expected.
I agree.
It's just going to have so like there can't be that many number one options. So I'm just saying like I don't know if you want to call your shot now, but I mean Muth kind of could be leading as a topic in as a candidate for that. I think it's Pittman personally. I think Pittman's going to be the bust guy.
Oh, that's a
Ah,
good one. Yeah.
I mean, I like I said, I keep defending Pittman. I just think it's a little bit of a slow start. Like I will say, I don't think Pittman's going to have a good start to the season. I don't think he's going to start cooking until like week 7, maybe, or something like that. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a slower start for the Steelers this year, especially with everything just being new and like Myles just brought up with you can't have everybody being number one option. So it's like we kind of have to see how the pecking order goes, and especially like obviously that's what the preseason games are. So I'm kind of am excited for them to see how the pecking order lines up and
just how they space the field, like with
yeah.
Pittman and DK, like they're both similar in playing style. So it'd be just interesting just to see how the routes are and how just the whole scheme is, because that's really going to determine who their number one option really is going to be. And you never know, one player might eat that game, one player might eat that game, so forth and so forth. But I hope it's just a collective effort.
I was gonna say, Kaleb, I feel like you just said, like one player eats one game, one player eats another. I feel like it's just gonna be a lot of game planning this year. Like, like, oh, Fryermuth might be faster, so we might got to use him more against this team, or Darnell's stronger, so like we got to use him against this team. Like, I feel
that's
like
how it always should be.
Yeah, I feel like a lot. Like, to be honest, a lot of our positions are just. It feels like there's, like, obviously wide receiver. It's like we have DK as wide receiver number one, but like in a lot of the positions, it feels like there's no real standout guy on offense, especially. So it feels like it's gonna be a collective effort, like you said.
I was actually about to say, you compare them to like top teams, like I mean, just in the division, it's like, well, the Bengals, the ball is going to Jamar and Higgins.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Ravens, it's going to be Henry and Lamar and Flowers. But like the Steelers, I mean, they don't have one guy who it's like, oh, he's a league best at his position, but they have a roster full of dogs who could take over a game.
Exactly. And it was like that last year, but I feel like it's going to be even. It was like that last year, but I was going to say, yeah, exactly. I feel like it's going to be like that, but better. Like where everyone's contributing to this team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a perfect way to cap it off on the offense. I mean, a lot of the topics I feel like are going to, remain about this defense. A lot of positives came out of Yaya Black. Gabe Rubio, I mean, I know I made fun of him when we were at camp, but the Notre Dame alum seems like he's a positive grower, and we should probably see him a little bit at camp. But I don't know what you guys want to take away from defense. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of guys that, are just in the depth chart, but before I open it up, just tossing a name out there. I mean, I almost forgetting he's on this team, but I want to see a good first game from Jack Sawyer.
That's a good take.
Bro,
that's a good take.
Y'all are reading my. Y'all are reading my mind this episode. Logan reading my mind about Bubba Chan. I literally was going to talk about Jack Sawyer.
Yeah,
about him stepping up.
He hasn't been great. I mean,
no. I think he should play a big role, especially behind the starting edge guys for sure. And also Dalen Everett. I mean, you're not going to see many of the starters on this defense when it comes to preseason. You're not going to see TJ. You're not going to see fucking Highsmith. You're not going to see Hayward. You're not going to see probably what's his name, Harmon. Well, maybe, but you're not going to see these guys that are star players. So those young guys like Sawyer, Everett, even Dante Kent, Black. I mean, it's going to be a whole different. I feel like it's going to be a whole different scheme with Graham coming in. So I really do think this defense should be much better, especially. Did I say his name wrong?
No.
Oh, why are you laughing?
I don't know. I was just giggling.
Graham?
Graham?
Graham? Just Graham.
You did say Graham. You did say Graham.
How did you say anything?
I thought you said Graham. I didn't hear Graham.
I thought you rock.
Okay, so Patrick Graham, yeah. I think this defense should be much better, especially when you got a guy that actually calls plays other than Mike Tomlin. What's his name? Fucking Arthur Smith. He didn't call anything. He just had a goddamn headset on and a mic or whatever. Just talking.
He was just sitting there on the fucking sideline chewing bubblegum. That's what he was doing.
So yeah, this defense should definitely be more active. And like we said, this whole training camp. Just hopefully TJ Watt just switches sides. Yeah. And I hope TJ Watt at least gets maybe one rep or whatnot, but I doubt it.
I don't even think he dresses. I don't think TJ Watt dresses.
No, he's not going to do shit. But
even the whole preseason.
But the one thing I was just going to bring up is just Keanu Benton. Like, I mean, we talked about him and his contract coming up, and I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter about like getting him out of nose tackle, which we know that was not good for him, and we know he wasn't really the best nose tackle in the league, and just. I think we can expect a little bit more out of Benton this year than years prior, because I feel like just what you said with Graham coming in and just the moving around of all the defense, like TJ Watt, Highsmith, Herbig, and all of that. I think it's just going to be positive for them. I think it's going to be great, and I think the one player who's going to benefit from it the most is Keanu Benton. I think moving him around is going to be great for him.
Well, even Hayward's not going to play every rep, so he's obviously behind Hayward, so he should get more playing time for sure.
And that means he can move around. I mean,
Exactly.
but you guys keep saying, you both said this, and this is actually something I wanted to ask you guys. With the stuff with Patrick Graham, like they're saying, oh, they're going to move around Herbig, Highsmith, Watt. Like, let's be honest, those guys probably won't play that much this game. Like, do
Yeah.
you still think they do that thing of like, oh, moving around? Like, do you do that with your second teamers? Do you like try
Oh,
the same thing
Uh,
personnel wise, or do you I'm stuck
well,
in this. Do we see this new defensive thing, or do we
I
have to
well,
wait? Like, do we still
I
gonna have to
I
wait?
think I think we have to wait to see what it's like with them. I mean, I feel like you kind of have to try the same system because obviously, like with the second stringers, one of the first stringers goes down like Herbig and Watt. They have to know how to play in that situation, and it will be nice, like you said. Obviously, they're not all of them are not going to play, and
Hmm.
so we're not going to see how they move around. But it will be good in general just to see how the defense is moving around and seeing how effective that defense is even without the stars. So I feel like if they go out there and they do good moving around, even without the stars, that'll show a lot of what they're going to do with TJ Watt, with Herbig, with Highsmith and Hayward and all that.
but they should move around. I mean, that's the smartest. Like, you don't want to just stay in one position the whole time. That's the
Yeah,
smartest thing to do is move around to get the offensive line to get confused. Oh, guard this guy. Like, they should move around. They all should move around this whole season. And
I
last
agree.
season, like we said, like we thought Watt was going to move around, but he just stayed in one position every game.
Oh, because he's
Um,
bitching.
yeah, but he should move around. Like, seriously, if you want to have an impact, if you want to see your numbers spike up from last season, move around.
Yeah,
Like, move around.
especially whenever it's like what's coming from him. He's
Exactly.
not going to move.
And he
He's
had a
going to stay
down
on that
year.
side.
He had a down year last season, and even Highsmith, he was injured a little bit, but they all should move around. If you move around, you will
100%.
see impact.
100%.
100%.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty much our Steeler section. Just before we close
Yeah.
it, I mean, prove me if I'm wrong, but like this kind of feels like a must-win game. Like even though it's
Yeah,
preseason,
yeah, 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 yeah.
hmm
100%.
McCarthy, you got to beat the Packers. You got to
100%.
start off with a win.
100%.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just wanted to see
preseason's
what
going
you
to
guys.
tell a lot.
I'm glad you guys
Preseason,
agree with
seriously,
that.
it's going to tell a lot. I mean, this game,
Yes,
we're
I
going to be
agree.
watching. I'm going to be watching. It's going to tell a lot on where they use these guys. I think score is going to be
I'm gonna give a score prediction right now.
24-17 Steelers.
Nah, Caleb, it's gonna be 32-0 Steelers.
I don't actually like. I don't hate 24-17. I think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be straight touchdowns. There's gonna be a few field goals, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Charles Rowan
30-17.
Nah, real prediction 24-14 us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But going away from Steelers, former Steelers Kenny Pickett played on Thursday at the Hall of Fame game. Going into the Hall of Fame game, Panthers versus Cardinals. The Panthers did win 33-30. Haynes King. Clap it up for
Dog.
Haynes King. Georgia Tech
Dog.
jacket. He scored the game-winning touchdown as time expires. Mike Tomlin had his NBC debut. Just going to the Mike Tomlin and staying with Steelers topic a little bit. You guys' thoughts on Mike Tomlin's debut? I felt like the one
my
thing I did
God.
see, the one thing I seen with him walking with Bryce Young on the sideline. I don't know why they put him in that position. I don't know
That was
why they did that with
Yeah,
him.
That was
that was
terrible.
bad.
You
That was
shouldn't like
bad.
why.
For his
It wasn't
first
like
interview, too?
yeah, you make him walk towards the
Yes,
camera and
yes.
ask him questions, bro. Just put him in a
Yes.
sit-down room and just ask him questions like that. Like,
Dude,
but I thought it's gonna be an adjustment. He still seems like just like you just know what's coming out of that mouth. Like there's just
Yes,
the same old
yes.
that's what I feel
it's
like.
the
Well, no,
Tomlinisms.
no, you say that. He said that Mike McCarthy was the perfect fit for the Steelers. That was insane to hear him admit.
I don't
True.
You
know.
say a lot of
True.
predictability. The most headlining comment he made was, I didn't expect him to say that at all. And just hearing him talk about it was so weird.
In
Dude, I mean, seeing him in the booth was weird. Can we just say that?
Yeah.
Seeing him without a hat and without his sunglasses and wearing a fucking Titan. I know it was for Chris Johnson, but like for wearing a Titans jersey in the booth whenever they were interviewing him during the game, it's like it is just insane to see. Like, I mean, I don't think he did bad. I don't think he did bad at all.
It's
to be
definitely
honest
not
with
as
you.
natural as we expected.
No,
Let's say that.
yeah, no,
It's gonna
no,
be a
no, no,
learning
no,
curve.
no. It was not an easy transition. It was not an easy transition.
I think it'll get better. Just some of the things they're using him for, like that sideline shit. Like, bro, just put him in a room, put him with the quarterback, put him with the coach, and just ask them questions and get in their
He
head.
wasn't
I
the
agree.
worst. He
I
wasn't
agree.
the worst
I
on the
think-
stage.
No,
I know,
I think-
what's her name? Maria Taylor kept messing
Yes,
stuff up.
yes.
Called Aaron McDonald. Said
Yes.
Aaron McDonald said a ton of
Yes.
stuff that kept messing up. So he was
Well-
not the worst.
Well, Caleb, I was gonna say I think that's honestly a great idea, and I've thought about this where I thought like for something that like obviously who gives a shit what I say? I don't have no pull or I have no motion.
Yeah.
But like if I was NBC and I had Mike Tomlin, I would have him interviewing every fucking coach that plays on Sunday night and just talking to them and having a conversation with them. I mean, you have a guy who's been a coach in the league for 2 decades. You know, I mean, he won a Super Bowl. He's never had a losing season. I know it's a joke, but like, I mean, it would just be cool to see him pick some coaches' brains and see what they're like.
John Gruden's QB camp, but Mike Tomlin coaches camp.
But for coaches, that I think that would be. I think that's a good idea.
You got to see him with some players. We know he's a player's coach.
True.
They're just going to drag the shit out of every NBC night. They're just going to talk about his coaching career. I can't wait till we play on Sunday night. I was
Sunday night.
I was just going to say, we play 2 games. Cincinnati Bengals on November 15th and December 6th against the Texans on NBC. So it'll be interesting to see how Tomlin
I'll be there.
does in the booth with us.
He'll be fine, I think.
Yeah, I think he'll be perfectly fine. I just didn't like the way they used him the first night, and also they just kept dragging the shit out of it, like his coach. Like, I know he's a coach or whatnot. Just get away from it. Just talk about the game. Stop talking about him. I feel like every NBC is literally just going to be about him. I hope that goes away a little bit. But going into the Panthers and Cardinals game, Carson Beck lit up, like we said, lit it up. He went 15 for 19, 188 yards and a touchdown, 0 interceptions. Very impressive debut. He took the Cardinals down the field. He looked comfortable like he should. Honestly, he should be comfortable, especially how many years he played in college. But he played 5 years, dude. I mean, that's not wrong.
No, I just didn't. That's not crazy to say.
That's not crazy to say.
That's a great dig. That was a great point.
But Kenny Pickett. I want to ask Myles first, but like he went 8 for 11, 62 yards. Didn't really get much of a showing. He did get sacked. He wasn't really given a full opportunity.
That pissed me off. Pissed me off.
Your thoughts on just like his performance and just
ruined.
Yeah.
I waited for it. The Pickett jersey's still in my living room hanging up because I was excited. I put it next to the TV. Oh, it's going to be a great evening. What was that, man? He got like 2 drives.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
And his best ball was tipped away, too. He had a great ball down the field, would have been a touchdown, tipped away.
Yeah,
and then he gets his chain snatched.
He had no 2 gloves.
He went
lefty
glove.
And then righty. His throwing hand, he didn't put the glove on for it.
I will say, I watched his film before this game. I was watching his college tape. You can clearly tell. I mean, as much as it hates for me to say, he ain't the same. Some ain't there. He's not the same. He ain't the same guy.
Like it's the running joke of our group and just like of our channel that we love Kenny Pickett here, but it's time to admit that Kenny Pickett isn't him. Fake slide was the peak, and ever since then it's been down.
The one thing I will say is I think he showed that he still deserves a job.
Yes,
at least.
Yes, QB.
Like,
yes.
People. He has been the meme of the NFL, and I think people are a little too harsh on him. I still think he's a backup. Like I think him with the Raiders last year was a perfect job. He didn't capitalize as well as I thought he would. I think this is a good job. Like Bryce Young, I think could get injured. I don't hate this as a job.
It's just when he went to the Phillies, his whole Phillies stink was just like it put on so much harsh on him and so much bad negative on him.
Don't even worry about that was better. The Browns was worse. The Browns was worse.
That was worse.
Yeah, you're right.
I just see Kenny Pickett as just what could have been. What could have been with him, you know?
Also, when he came into the league, obviously he started with the Steelers and whatnot, but when he went away from the Steelers, he didn't really get much of an opportunity as a starting quarterback. I mean, all those quarterbacks that came into the draft, like they just took it over him. Like he didn't get much of a chance to like shine as much as he could, but but he's definitely a backup for sure. He deserves to be a job. Everyone hating on that. He deserves to be in an NFL.
And also, what Myles brought it up a little bit earlier too. They gave him a short leash. They took him out there. I fucking tweeted about it because I was pissed. It was like, dude, I wanted Kenny time. I don't want fucking Haynes King, even though he was a dog. But you know, it's like I wanted Kenny. It's the preseason.
Yeah, why you won't try your young guy when you have like a number 1 overall pick you traded the house for? Let Uncle Kenny ride. You guys need a backup, if anything.
True.
Like you don't need a young guy. But before we move on to the rest of the game, I tweeted this on our BurghTakes X, and Carson Beck was a guy that the Steelers were interested in pre-draft. They could have got him round 2. Does this game change anything for you? I mean, Aller's mixed. Does this get like right now? I mean, seeing that one game of Beck, seeing Aller, is it even? Do you still prefer Aller?
No. I
want Carson Beck.
No. I will say, dude, Carson Beck fucking cooked. Like, his decision making looks good.
He'll be starting sometime this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. But also at the same time, it's the fucking Cardinals. They're gonna go 1-16 this year. They're gonna suck ass.
He has to play good enough so them to not draft Arch Manning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's basically fighting for his job from week 1. But like, it's just fucking Carson Beck looked great, but it's just it's gonna be bad for him. It's not gonna be a good season, you know. And like, even watching that one game, I saw people bringing up like, "Oh, Carson Beck's playing so good. Why the hell did we get Drew Aller? Or should we have gotten Carson Beck?" Dude, he's playing the fucking Panthers' third stringers.
We haven't seen Drew Aller yet, though. So
no, and that's also it. Like, we still have time with Drew Aller. Drew Aller has been getting better every day, like I said, at least from what I've seen. Yeah. So like, it doesn't make me like scared that we drafted him over Carson Beck or anything. Like, you know, it's if anything, it makes me have a little bit more confidence that Drew Aller might go out there and, you know, fucking put some numbers up on the board. I said it earlier, he might go out there in preseason and look like Carson Beck.
Yeah. No. I mean, looking at Haynes King though, he went majority of the reps, 21 for 34, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, this dude looked insane. I mean, he played for Georgia Tech. He had the game-winning rushing touchdown. He led his team by himself, all himself, on that final drive. I mean, seriously, ran for fucking 40 yards, got in the red zone, ran again, and then got their touchdown.
Literally put his body on the line. He's injured now.
Seriously,
yes. I was gonna say,
best
dude,
Hall of Fame game.
I was gonna say best Hall of Fame game, better than the fucking Super Bowl last year. Fuck that game. That game was terrible. And also, dude, Haynes King. I know this might ruffle some feathers of the Kenny Pickett lovers and everything.
Don't say the shit you're about to say.
I'm gonna say it. Haynes King played his way above Kenny Pickett.
No,
Haynes
he didn't.
King. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Come on.
Yes, he did.
No,
he won the game for them, like you just said. He put his body on the line. Kenny Pickett was sitting there on the fucking sideline watching him cook. I mean,
well, you want to talk about sitting on the sideline? Talk about his injured ass is going to have to worry about his rehab stints and not worried about the depth chart.
Okay, we're defending Kenny Pickett right now. We're defending Kenny Pickett right now. That's all I'm saying.
No. I'm defending Kenny Pickett. You said he's sliding.
That's what I'm saying. You're defending him for no fucking reason.
I'll stand on that. Hey, guess whatever. Legends only wear one glove. Michael Jackson, Kenny Pickett. He's back. He's a smooth criminal. Also is he's Super Bowl champion. Man. Just wait.
I mean, it's like it feels like that if he okay, I'll say this. If he hasn't played his way into the spot over Kenny, then that spot is a lot tighter now. Like he's coming for Kenny's ass.
You could at least question it.
I mean, like, it seems like I'm harping back to the Mason Rudolph point where, like, now at this point it's like, well, Kenny Pickett, you know what you're gonna get with him. You know you're gonna get memes with him. But then Haynes King goes out there and he fucking wins you the game the first time he's out there. I mean, I obviously preseason, I know, but like you know, it's just I don't know. I think Haynes King just did a lot more to impress me than Kenny Pickett did, even though Kenny Pickett did have a rather short leash. I will say that.
Which that just, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but as a fan, I mean, obviously I'm gonna be on KP8's side, but that personally just looked to me like they were just throwing him to the dogs. They wanted him.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's the first football game in how many months? There's gonna be some rust. The first few games first few drives are gonna be like stalled. Just send out Kenny Pickett just to eat up and warm up the game. It is what it felt like. I don't know. It didn't feel like he was out there to actually make a substantive impact just to like get the game opened. Is pretty much what he was.
When you look at it from that point of view, then I mean, I guess
it's basically what he was. He wasn't there expected to do anything. He was just expected to.
No, I expected him to do something.
Well, we did. But I'm saying it's BS.
I'll agree with you on that. I'll agree with you on that.
Hey, we'll see how he'll probably he'll get more playing time and then the actual. I guess does this count as this doesn't count as a preseason game for the Panthers, does it?
No,
No, it is.
It does.
It's a
Oh, it
preseason
does.
game,
So they
yeah.
have 2 more games.
Yeah.
Then okay. Then yeah. Keaton Slovis came in for Arizona after Beck didn't really do much. But Arizona
Yeah,
he did keep
fuck
it in late.
Keaton
Another pick guy.
Slovis. I
Another
don't
pick
give a
guy.
shit. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna say this right now. I tweeted about him being ass and looking like ass, like he played on Pitt. And this guy fucking says, "Oh, he had the best passer rating." I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Haynes King had a better performance than him. Carson Beck looked better than him. I don't give a fuck about passer rating, asshole. He scored a touchdown. Oh, good for him. I don't give a fuck. Screw Keaton Slovis. He was supposed to be the next Kenny Pickett. Fuck him.
True.
But, I mean, you're not wrong.
That's pretty much it for the Hall of Fame game. Just a great game overall. Like I said, Panthers win 33-30. And yeah, we're gonna see. I guess next episode we'll see the preseason
talk
of
about
the
Banana Ball?
Steelers. We can talk about Banana Ball next episode. But diving, our next episode is gonna be episode 20. 20 episodes. BurghTakes. That's 20 weeks. It's been flying through. But we'll see you guys in episode 20. A lot more to talk about for Pirates, Penguins, and Steelers. And you never know, maybe bonus content for next episode. But we'll see you in episode 20. See y'all, guys.